Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. As I mentioned yesterday, today we're going to do some paint with acrylic, and then the next video will be watercolors, which I have over here. I guess we can get right into it. I have my acrylic paints here, a little dish with some water to dilute. To clean my brush, I got another water. I've got all these brushes along with this one, which I used yesterday for the blue dyeing. I also have a couple of round ones and that one. I also have these. This would be for like a larger area if I want to do like a frame on the paper. Now, if you have some on Amazon, I saw, and eventually I will get, but I just can't right now. They have textured things like this with a handle. It's solid plastic though, and then it has a texture on it. So you can use that for doing texturing, or if you are a creative person, you can do your own texture. You can buy blocks and then make your own texture. Or I'm sure if I cut into this with an X-Acto knife, like a tic-tac-toe grid, or, you know, do some just a sporadic, take out the foam in random areas, and then it'd be more, you know what I mean? So it would be more like a stamp, but it would be foam and it would be texture. So that's another idea. What else is there to say? Now I pulled out my stencils. This is everything in my stencil drawer. Now, these, my mom had some, Scott had some. I think this one was from Scott, or was this one my mom? I don't know. I collected all these. There's this one too. It doesn't say Dollarama, so probably my mom or his mom. These are from Dollarama, $1.25 alphabets, $1.50 for these borders. And there's more, there's 2 sheets per package, and I'm losing that one. Now these can be used for your ink stamps, or you could use this with acrylic. Either way would work. This I got from Amazon, and I already used the sunflower part. These are a whole bunch. It's mostly for journaling, like if you make your own calendar, agenda book, that kind of thing. So that's one of the reasons why I got it, is because they also have lines like this. I don't know if you can see that. So it goes this way. It's like a flower with lines. And then they have this one. It looks like a little critter, and it has lines. And I thought that would be nice, like this one for the back of a tag, this one for a card. So even though I don't make agendas or journaling or anything, journaling as in like at the, you know, every day you would mark what happened during the day, that kind of thing. But there are other things in here that you can definitely use. There's even words. There's a letter stencil, which is smaller than the other ones I have. So they're good to have too. This one I believe was also from Dollarama. And then they have some symbols here, like a flower, a star. With the flower, you could always take the back of one of these and have a color, and then put in the middle, and becomes a flower with a center. So that's another idea. These are more that I got. This one was, okay, maybe it wasn't Dollarama, but I know it was somewhere in the store I found this one. maybe it was Michael's or something, I don't know, Horizon Group USA on the surface. I don't know where I got it. And then these are definitely from Amazon. So this one's really pretty. You could always do like this in one color, this in another color, that in another. Maybe these you do all in black, and then just different colors. You can go pink, purple, blue. No, actually, pink, purple, blue, and then this maybe white. There you go. White, pink, purple, blue, and then black, these things. You know, you just play around with it. This one's really pretty too. Now, these I'm not going to use today, but I just wanted to show you these full page ones. Once you do them on a piece of printer paper, whether you use acrylic paints, whether you use inks, once you're done, scan it and save it on a file on your computer, laptop, whatever. Scan it and save it. Put it in a file. Then when you go to print that file, you can then adjust the size. Instead of doing 100%, what you can do is do 50%. So it's like, you know, it would be only this. This whole thing would be this, but like, you know what I mean, in a smaller size. So then you can glue it onto a piece of paper or cardstock or something. Or if you go down to 25%, it would be just a quarter of the sheet. This whole thing squished down to a quarter of the sheet. And so I'm not doing that today. But I wanted to show you, in this pack, there's that sunflower one I told you I really liked. Where'd you go? This one. You Are My Sunshine. This, if you smoosh it down, because if you put it in a book as is, unless you put it in the center of the signature, you're only going to see half at a time. You Are My, and then on the other part of the signature, a few pages over, would be Sunshine. So you'd have to put it in the center. But if you scan it and save it on a file, you then can lower the percentage of the photo to, let's say, 25%. And then when it prints, you can then print it on cardstock, and done deal. The one side of your card is done. You just cut it out to size, and there's your card to go into a pocket or a side tuck or a belly band, whatever. And then you'd only have to decorate the back side of that scrapbooking paper. So this is why I like these full-size pages. Some would go in the center of a signature, but some I would print on cardstock in a 25%, so that, and I think it's 25%, so that, you know, you would have just a quarter of the page, but then it's a small enough to be a card in a pocket. So that's why I like the full page ones. Like this one, if you cut it down to 50%, like this writing on the bottom here, I can't even make out what it is. But this you can make out. And then if you smoosh it down, or you can print it the way it is, you know, you would stencil it onto your paper, but then you could cut out each one of these owls, put the 4 of them on a page, 1, 2, 3, 4, shrink the owl down, and you'd have smaller owls. This is why I love the stenciling. Like this, I could just stencil the tree, flip it over, maybe add a branch or one of these branches, you know, make the tree more full. Then you would scan that into a file and then print it up. And you could have a nice full tree for the tree of life, and then just have a saying on the bottom. You could even hand write it if you have nice handwriting. And even if you don't, it really wouldn't matter. And you could use it in a greeting card or something. So that's why I love these full page ones. You can play around with it. And if you are selling your work, here's another full page one. If you sell what you make, there's no copyright restriction on these. As far as I know, there isn't. See that? That's pretty, right? But the tree's kind of cut off. So I would want to continue these branches that have been cut. Maybe once you do this and the tree, maybe if you flip it over, it will connect to one of these other ones. But you just play around with it, and then once you have it, you save it on a file. See, for Mother's Day, I could just do this cupcake. I could just do the teacup, right? And then you could just do the birds. Oh yeah, and that one I don't like. So I just wanted to mention, like, take advantage of your printer. Like, it's amazing the things, and because everything is your style, you are making it. I don't think there's any copyright on stencils. You check though, but as far as I know, there isn't, because you use stencils to create things, right? So I don't think there is, and especially these, like fleur-de-lis. They're all over the place. I don't think anybody has the monopoly on that. Anyways, this one I'll probably use today. And I may use some lettering. But anyways, I guess enough talking, right? Oh, I forgot my tape. Usually I put, oh, wait a minute. I have painter's tape here from taping down the plastic. Haha. I yet like to use these just to hold it in place, like just on the very edge like that, just so that it doesn't move around. Just a little bit. All right, so what am I going to do on this one? No, I wanted to do freehand on this one. And then a few smaller ones, and then the centers. Okay, let's do this. Now I pulled out vivid yellow, tutti frutti, purple violet, blue sapphire, the beige, and black. Now this beige I'm going to mix with black to get the brown, because I wanted to do the sunflower. You know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to do freehand. So I might not need that one. But anyways, let's start. My little tray with water. You go from lightest to darkest. Oh, I'm going to need white, because yellow and white is for the center of the flowers. So let's go with pink, purple, whoops, and the blue sapphire. And you know, when you come to think of it, the yellow would work too, because I can always put a white center on the yellow and then put a yellow center on any of the other ones. You know what? It's not going to work for this. It'll work for this, but it won't work for this. That could work. I did bring out some other sponges. I also brought out my liquid pearls in case I wanted to do some, I don't know, fancy stuff. You know, embellish it more. Oh, so 1 drop of water. Okay, maybe 3 drops. just to mix it up. Because I don't want it to be too thick. I don't want it bumpy. Why am I using big brushes? I could use thinner brushes. Because we're just mixing the water and the paint. Now you don't have to dilute it. I'm just afraid that it'll be too thick. If I don't dilute it at just a few drops, it'll be too thick. And then if it's too thick, what'll happen is it'll be bumpy on the paper. And I don't necessarily want that look. And yes, you can use watercolor to do this too. Like really, it doesn't matter, whatever you have. Okay, so we're gonna go with yellow. You're gonna put it on your foam. Okay, maybe twist it. See, it still has those bubbles. Centers don't matter. All right, so now, oh, actually I need water in here to hold on. All right, I also brought the paper towel. I forgot about the paper towel. And I'm gonna use this for this because I might want that for paint. All right, so now we're going to go into the pink and we're going to do some pink ones. All right. Now this is just abstract. Okay, now purple. Oh, that one didn't work too well. Maybe it's starting to dry. Okay, I'll just do a couple of them. Yeah, one more. Or maybe I didn't put as much of that paint. Now the blue. Overlap a bit. There we go. Now I guess you could do this on coffee dyed paper. It would be really nice. Or if you have maybe a black dyed paper. But just ideas, right? We're just working with ideas. Got to start somewhere and then you figure things out along the way. All right, so this one's done. See, originally I wanted to do a couple, maybe the yellow, you know, a few bigger ones and then the small, that size, and then this for the center, but that's okay. If you have round foam different sizes, I used to have another one in between these two, but I had to throw it away. It was like done. Okay, so now for the center, we're gonna do yellow on some. I guess you don't really have to dilute it with water. You could use it straight. Ooh, this seems very watery. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, they are pretty watery. I guess depending on the brand, some of them dilute it more than others. I don't know. So they always say go with the lighter color first. And then we'll do one of each. Maybe we'll do this pink one, this purple one, and maybe this blue one. All right, so that one's done. Now we're going to go with yellow. You know what I could have done too? Like, this is my first time doing this stuff, but I could have sponged a bunch on the page, then do this kind of stuff too. Oh yeah, gotta get rid of the water. Okay, now we're gonna go in yellow and do the rest. I guess I shouldn't have taken off so much. Do the rest in yellow. I just wanted to see how this would work. All right, so that's done. You could do it on a green backed paper too. If you have a stencil with leaves, you could do a bunch of leaves first, let it dry, and then do this on the leaf background. Okay, so I don't know, what do we do next? See, this has a point. I could do like the very center, but I wanted to do stickles, like do a few dots. So I'm not touching the flower anymore. If you're creative, you could take a very fine paintbrush, dip it in the black, and then just kind of do that thing to make it look more like a flower. I'm not creative that way. I guess I could cut the corners here, make this a point, and it'd be kind of like a leaf. Oh, I like that idea. Maybe I'll do that off camera, because I have to take my scissors, cut this side round. This is just a makeup sponge. I have a whole bunch of them and I don't know what to do with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make it as round as possible. Now this is abstract, so if it's not perfect, it won't matter. And then I will cut this side to a point so that it looks like a leaf. And then I could put some leaves in between in green. And then maybe with the black, I can do like a vein through it and then just a couple of lines on the sides. I will do that off camera. I hate to do that to you guys. I know you like to see it, but I think I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to let this dry for now. Because I feel like if I did any more on it now, I could smudge this. So, and this is why I have this stuff here, is because I can put 2 under, and then 2 on top and 2 there. All right, I guess we could do some sponging now. Some of this stuff. Oh no, green. Where's green? Where's my, do I want the turquoise or do I want a real green? That's a forest green. That's a holiday green, and that's a lime green. Christmas green, holiday green. This one looks lighter than that one. What would go better with this? I'm thinking this one, because this is a mixed color. Those are all true colors. Let's go with this one. Just because. Ooh, that is a nice color. All right, so now we'll start with the green. Oh, I guess I should have done black in the middle, because you always want black and white. Let's put some black in the middle. Look, I haven't used it in a while. Nope. I think this one's sealed. All right, I'll use one of these. That's a finer point. None of these really have a fine point. Yeah. Where's the hole? Sorry, paint maintenance. Yeah, see, it won't go through that way. I found the hole here. I need something a little more pointy, and I hate to wreck the brush. Yeah, it's not going to go through. Nope, that ain't gonna work. I need something pointy, like a shish kebab skewer. No? Okay, hold on. Nope, don't have any. We never use this. It's a can opener, one from the olden days. Anybody remember those? We never use it. Ah! Maybe if I go this way. Haha, I felt it go through. Why don't I have shish kebab skewers? Probably in with my gardening supplies. Let's see. No. It's not, okay, well, we're not using black. I'm not going to keep toying around with it. I'll have to fix it another time. All right. So let's just some spots are darker than others. Okay, so yellow is done. Let's take a different one and go with, oh, we need some more pink. And some purple. And some blue. All right. So the pink, we'll use the middle since we don't have black. And then we'll just go whee all over the place. All right, that one's done. Next. I got some pink in it. All right, so let's use circular ones now with the green. I'm gonna do green next. There's a blob of paint. I think I put too much paint on there. There we go. All right, and then we'll use the pink. This one is brown, which is my inker. I guess I'll do it in blue. Hopefully the brown, and if the brown comes off, that's fine. Right? We don't mind. All right, now let's see if we can find another shape to play with. Oh, this one. All right, what's next? Black and white. Oh, no, no black. Actually, you know what? I think I like the other end better. White on white, really? That was a silly move on my part. I guess you do see the texture of the paint. Oh, I don't know. Just go crazy. They say don't think, just do. This actually reminds me of another project that we might do together. I really enjoyed it. All right, well, there we go. Now remember, this too, you could do it on coffee dyed paper or, you know, like a different stained color paper. All right, let me just clean this and I'll be right back. All right. So this is another one. We're going to let it dry. Now these two were just abstract, right? And it's basically just to show you that you can do anything. Like, you don't have to be an artist. I'm not very creative. All right, so look what I brought out. You know, I do not like the gray. Right? But we're gonna do some stenciling on it, adds a pop of color. So just because it's me, I am going to center it in the spot that I want. And then I'm going to put another, which is why I kept this here, I'm going to put another piece of tape to hold it in place so it doesn't shift. Just make sure you don't get the opening where you're going to stencil. Now, where's my, no, this one's not fine enough. Maybe I'll use this one for it. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. I'm not going to do all 6. I'll do this one, and then maybe this one, and then I'll move the stencil and do this one and this one. Like, I'm just going to mix it up. But again, we're going to need a little more paint in the tray. Pink, purple, blue is good. I need white. Now I do have another paint thing. It's a palette thing. I just couldn't find it at the moment, and I wanted to do this video. So these leaves I'm going to do in green. You don't like a paper for some reason? Just embellish it. You don't want to do it freehand? Grab a stencil. All right. Now, which other one am I going to... I think I'm going to do this one. Do I want any green on it? No. Oh, maybe. You know what? I'll just go with the corner. And I'll just do these middle sections. I don't know how it's going to turn out. All right, so the green is done. Well, maybe I'll do this one too. I don't know. I'm just playing here. Let's do that one in green. I kind of like the green. And I think that's it. All right, so now, next. And I really think, like, if you're gonna do this abstract or the stencil, you really need to have foam brushes. So I'm gonna have to get myself more foam brushes. Okay, so green is done. So I'm gonna go backwards here. Actually, we're supposed to go with the lightest, right? So white. Okay, we could go with white. I shouldn't have done the green yet. I should have, whoop. I should hold this down because it's not like an ink pad. Mind you, I think it's easier doing it this way because an ink pad, it's hard to do the individual sections. So I honestly think it's easier to do this with paints than it is to do it with ink pad. Now remember, it doesn't have to be picky. I am trying really hard to let go of pickiness. I'm trying really hard not to be picky. It's really difficult to let it go, but that's what being creative is all about. Is not perfection, but to have fun with it and be creative. There we go, done. Okay, now I'm choosing, actually maybe I will use the yellow. All right, let's go with the yellow. I wasn't gonna use yellow, but let's go with yellow. We're gonna do this part with yellow. I just think of how much I hate the gray, and it's like, nope, I'm doing all the colors. Anything is better than gray. I really don't like gray. I like silver, but gray is just not my style. Okay, that's it. All right, and then we're gonna go with pink. And I'm gonna use pink on here. And remember, when you're doing this, put your favorite music on and just have fun with it. And if you plan on doing what I had mentioned about saving it on a file, really, you only have to do this once, maybe twice if you want a different color scheme. And then you've got it on your computer. You don't have to do it again. And then once you have this stuff on the computer, you can just go ahead and make a bunch of journals and you have all this material. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely worth it. Okay, do I want, oh yeah, I wanted the pink hearts. But I'm going to do it weird. I'm going to do this one, a pink heart. Oh, that was pretty easy to do. And I'm going to do this one, a pink heart. And then the other two, I'm going to do a purple heart. There. Do we want pink on that one? Yeah, maybe. Where the green should have been, we're going to actually put pink. Just in the middle one. There we go, done. So next is purple and then blue and then it's done. Whoop, whoop, I guess too much water. Oh, it's foam, I should be squeezing it, shouldn't I? Silly me. All right. Purple, where do we want purple? Actually, I think I'm going to finish this one up with purple. Because all this is one piece. So this is going to be all finished off with purple. Now I don't expect it to turn out perfect. I do expect to be, because I'm using this shape of a paintbrush, I do expect some of the colors to cross over into what's next to it. Like some of the pink may have gotten in under the purple. Some of the purple may get into the pink. So what? All good. And I'm not just saying this for you, I'm saying it for myself too, because I am very picky and I need to let go of that. See, this one's complete now. There's no more holes that have not been colored. So now it's just these two to finish. Now purple, we're going to put some purple in here. I just want to see where the purple's going. Oh, I think this one might be done then too. Because this is all one piece. It's all connected. All right, well, those two are going to be the same color, which is fine. It's fine. But then this one, we didn't want the purple heart, right? So we'll do blue on the outside. Then I'll take it off, I'll wash the stencil, and I'll let this dry. Now I did bring out some other papers too. Okay, let me just do the blue and then we'll wrap it up. I really wanted to see how this was going to turn out on the paper that I hated, the gray. If this is an option in the future to do a bunch of stenciling on this kind of paper. All right, done. I will take the stencil off so you can see what it looks. And yes, I did not finish it. I still have more on the bottom to do. Okay. Not too crazy about it. The stencil, I guess you really have to hold it down. This is the way it turned out. Now, it's not bad. I don't know. It's not like, you know me, it's got to be perfect. And this is no way near perfect. But I am going to do 2 more here. And then we're going to see about doing something else with it. And then maybe if we cut it up into cards, it might work. I'm not sure. But stenciling, obviously, I need to practice. There is a spray you can put on the back of the stencil, and then it will stick to the paper, but it's not permanent. It just holds it in place. And it holds it down, so you can do your stenciling and then it peels off. It's a temporary spray glue. So that's another idea. Or maybe instead of keeping it a full sheet, maybe it would be better if I cut them into individuals so that when I tape down the four corners, it's more flat. It's another option. Anybody out there who has used stencils with like paints? Stamping, yeah, it would be the same for stamping too, because you still have to do it with, you can't use your stamp. You would have to like use this in the stamp and then do it. Do you know what I mean? Like a solid one or this. So let me know what you do to make the stencils come out a little sharper. Like it just looks really messy. Mind you, junk journals are supposed to be messy. That's why they're junk journals. They're supposed to be messy. So, I don't know. Like I said, I'll do the other two corners. And then I'll think maybe I can do some stamping around it. Like in these squares. Do some stamping. You know, just add to it. We'll talk about it on Friday. Meanwhile, comment down below and give me some more ideas on how you do it differently, or you know what I mean. Now, I was thinking you can also do that type of thing on the back of these or on the front of them. You know, like maybe that heart-shaped one. Maybe just put an abstract heart with paint. Oh, look at that, I got 3. I always take 2, but I end up with more. And with the watercolor on the next video, we're gonna embellish this with that. Index cards is another thing. These are, well, this I guess was a backing, and this was a cover to a pad of paper. Well, the backs of it is paper. So you could paint on the backs of it, and then on the front, this is white, so it doesn't matter, but this one, you could glue on with the fabric fix. It should glue onto this shiny material. I've done it before. Just glue things on it. And then you have your work in the back, and then, you know, a patchwork in the front. And that's another idea, and it works on both of them. Accounting paper. You know how much I don't like this green. Not the right color. So, you could do something on here, you know, like all those flower things. Those things turned out pretty good. Nice and colorful. And of course, printer paper. All right, I will leave you with this. I'll see you in a bit after I clean up with the next video on the watercolors, which work totally different than this. So let me know how you do it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. And like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell if you want to be notified of my next video. And just have a lovely day. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.